Hello everyone, we're back with another virtual farm tour, and as always we're going to start off with feeding one of our bottle calves. So he's in here in our calving barn enjoying a little bit extra hay as a treat. Calves will normally start to be very curious and investigate all the things that are around them, and that includes hay that's lying around. They'll notice that their mothers or other animals are enjoying this other meal, so they're going to take advantage of it and learn to take a bit of a nibble. They're still going to be pretty much 100% milk at this stage. They don't start eating grass or hay until they're a few months old. But we'll get him to stop chewing on my leg. And we'll give him some more of his milk. There you go. Hi, Terry. So I know we have some new viewers, so I'd love you to all comment where you're from, or if you have a farm, if you don't have a farm, or what your favorite farm animal is. Many of you will already know this is Hershey. He's one of our bottle calves. And I fed him just a little bit earlier. So he's getting the remainder of his milk right now. And we are in our calving barn. So it's pretty empty today. We did have 6 cows give birth to calves today. But it's really nice and sunny out. So we try and move them outside as quickly as they can. But we do have 2 cows in here who calved today. And then this other cow in this pen between all this steel is one of our mothers who lost her calf. So our second bottle calf is being grafted onto her. So they're learning to become a pair together. So they need to spend more time and get to know one another. So that way we don't have to feed her as a bottle calf like this one. So they can actually be a cow and a calf rather than a calf and some crazy humans. So he's going to play. He's been let out of his pen because he really likes to stay with his pen mate Kiss, who's now has a mother. So he's kind of lonely by himself. So he gets to stay in here a little bit more than normal. So these are 2 of our cows. Whoops. This is one of our cows and one of the calves that was born earlier today. So she's going to say hi. We always try to have really nice and friendly cows with a good temperament because that makes any work that we have to do with them so much easier. The calf saying hi to the dog. And the mother cow is not always a fan of the dog as much as the calves are or as we are, but that means that they have a great protective instinct for their babies. So if anything like coyotes or foxes come along, even bears, some of our pastures that we have, there are occasional sightings of bears, so having a really good protective mother is essential. So over here on our second side, we have another one of our cows. And she's also going to say hi. Some nice and friendly ones today. And that's her calf in the corner. Also born today. So Hershey's going to stick to my side and he's going to beg me for some more milk. But I'm not going to give him any more because we limit the amount that they get each feeding. Just like people, they don't want to overeat because if you overeat, you can get a little bit sick. And especially in calves' case, they like to eat and eat and eat because they don't know that too much good stuff is not so good for them. But he's going to continue to push me and prod me and maybe hope that I'll give him something. But I'm not going to give in. So we're going to go with Lizzie. She's going to get out of the way. And we're going to go into our ever-growing calf pen, or a cow-calf pen, with all the calves. And I'm hoping to get around to the other side so it's not so bright and sunny, so everyone can see a bit better. And it's that time of year, it's getting really nice and warm during the day, so we're getting a lot of mud and puddles and standing water. So no more long coveralls that drag in the mud. Opting for pants that tuck nicely into your boots. We're gonna go over here and take a look at one of our 130-pound calves. A couple of you may have seen him earlier in some of our videos, but he's one of our monster calves that was born. And as a general rule, they don't always come out at 130 pounds, and we like to try and have them more around the 80 to, or 75 to 80 mark. But he's a bit of a giant, and this is his mother, who's also a really good sized cow, and she was able to have him no problem at all. Her registered name is Pepsi, so that's also the name we use for her, is she's Pepsi. And this little guy doesn't have a name yet. So if anyone has some name suggestions, anything starting with the letter H, that's the letter for this year. So if you have some name suggestions, please throw them our way. So I have another little calf, another bull calf. So just like wild animals, these females get bred usually in the spring or the summer, and then they'll have one offspring a year. Because they are domestic, we are able to control a little bit when they're going to have their calves, rather than wild animals that have a pretty set schedule as far as when they're bred and then when they're going to have their calves. But these calves will stay with these cows for the rest of the year up until the fall. So they'll get split into different groups. We'll put the older cows together and then some of the younger ones in different pastures. And the calves will stay with those cows all the way up until it gets to the point where it snows, and it makes it more difficult for us to go and check on them and transport them back. Oh, we also have another visitor in the calf pen, and this poor kitten probably won't know what's gonna hit it because it's just nice and friendly. Can you all see the kitten? These kittens were born in, or this one is one of our kittens that was born in September. So they're kind of our bottle baby cats because their mother had decided that she didn't want to take care of them after having a second or a first litter earlier last year. So she left them to us to take care of, and they've been living in our shop for the past winter months. But now that it's nice outside, they're doing a little bit more exploring, and they're exploring the cow-calf pen, which isn't a great idea if you're not experienced with what these cows are going to think. So they'll get a little bit of an introduction to what cows and calves are, and hopefully they stay safe. That's also one of our other cats. He's not one of the kittens. He's been around here for a couple of years. And there goes the dog. So as I was saying before I got distracted by the cats, our females, the cows and calves, will go off to different pastures over the summer, and they'll stay together for that duration until we bring them back later in the fall. So these calves get to stay with the cows for quite a while until they get too old to need mom anymore. They don't need the milk. They're perfectly capable of feeding themselves. And we'll wean them, so that means that we'll separate the cows and calves. At that point, the calves don't need to be with the mothers anymore, and the mums need to start to put their energy into their next year's calf. So we're having a lot of cows and calves in here right now. We're going to move a lot of them out into a different pen over the weekend. They're just coming fast and furious. I believe we had 6 today. I always have to catch up, or this is my time to catch up on what has happened or any of the new babies that have been born, because I work off the farm, I work in town, and my brothers are the ones who manage the day-to-day operations of our farm. So they're doing all the checks with my dad throughout the night and during the day. So I know one of my friends is on here watching, and she loves the Speckle Parks just as much as I do. So I'm going to carefully get in between all these good mother cows and find that Speckle Park for you, Terry. We have a couple. We have one red one who's right here, who's one of my favorites. It's a beautiful little heifer calf. And then we have another traditional black and white one that I haven't seen, so I'm guessing it's in one of the calf sheds. So we'll go take a look. So as you can see, the calf is arching its back. It's kind of stretching out a little bit. That's a great thing to see.